welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be the number 6 installment of the beginner's guide to wet shaving. And I know I said episode 5 was the last episode, but I had some footage really similar to this right here already shot, and I actually cut it out of a video due to the length. That video had got up around 55 minutes long. And that don't do anybody no favors. And I even know my 30-minute videos, I know them are too long. So I cut this part out because the video was like 55 minutes. And what I had shot on this was like 20 minutes of that. So I went ahead and cut this out. And now I went ahead and deleted it. And I'm going to go ahead and refilm it. I had referenced some stuff in the video that, that really didn't necessarily need to be there. So I just cut it out altogether. So today we're going to be talking about building a shave routine. Finding the routine that's best for you. And I think that's important. For many reasons. If you don't have the right routine, you can cause skin infections. You can cause razor bump. You can, there's a laundry list of problems that this can cause. So what we'll do today is I'll kind of give you my routine, but then I'll try to lay out some other options, maybe not options, but maybe, just some other kind of directions you can take, different types of products you can use. I'm not going to go into any specifics, but I'll show you a couple of differences. And also, I went and found a couple of facts that I would like to share that I felt like directly pertain to your shave routine. And we'll go ahead and do that first. So the first thing, if you are shaving to exfoliate. Now, I know a lot of men don't do that, but women actually do that. They shave their face every once in a while, even though there might not be no hair on there, and it exfoliates the skin really good. And that's actually a good practice if you don't do it too much. I think you would want to limit that to once a week, and I would definitely say don't do it more than twice a week. The old wise tale, the more you shave, the faster the hair grows. On the off chance that that's true, that would be the main reason you wouldn't want to do that. But also, when you're shaving, you're actually removing dead skin cells and then a little bit of the good skin, just a very top layer of the skin that's still alive, that's still good, that hasn't run its life cycle and dropped out yet. So I would say, if you're shaving strictly for the purposes of exfoliation, to only do that once a week, maybe even spread that out to every 2 weeks. And play it by ear. If you're not getting a lot of blackheads or acne or an over buildup of dirt and oil, just limit it to when, you feel like it's actually necessary. Okay, so another thing I just kind of wanted to mention, and this is just kind of something that I've kind of learned, your skin is very resilient, right? So in finding, the proper routine, don't be afraid to switch it. If you find something that works, but it doesn't work exactly how you would want it to, say, I think that could be a little bit better. Okay, well, that's fine. Your skin's resilient. Don't be afraid to change that routine, to shave more often, to shave less often, especially if you're a man. Women are blessed with less hair in, other bodily places than men, so, they don't have to shave quite as often, so, but again, if you're a man, don't be afraid to experiment, with different routines, just try until you find what works for you. Just like every other video, you can reach out to me, maybe I can throw you a pointer, I don't know, but I'll try, I can say that for sure. So one of the facts that I found, right? Okay, shaving less often, which, I don't shave my face at all, but shaving less often results in a more regulated body temperature and a less of a chance for a skin infection. Okay, so that's good that I found that fact, actually, and this is where this comes from. You'll hear people in the shave community or just in life in general tell you to sanitize the platform. And this come from a guy who does wet shaving videos, but he's actually a nurse in the Army, I think. Army or Navy. Anyway, he says sanitize the platform. So he takes a little bit of aftershave, right? That is got a pretty decent alcohol content to it. And he actually applies his aftershave before he shaves. It's got the alcohol in it. Sanitizes the platform. Now his is on his face, but me, I actually do that on my head. So, right there, I'm lowering the chance of a skin infection from shaving because it is a real thing. It's probably not the most common thing, especially if you've been shaving your whole life, but it is not unheard of. So, be sure you're working with a clean surface. Like I said, if I'm on the go, I go ahead and use that technique. I know a lot of guys that they like to exfoliate beforehand, and we'll get to that here in a second because that is a good practice. So when you exfoliate beforehand, you're doing two things. You're getting the pores opened up, you're freeing them of dirt, of oil, of any foreign contaminants, anything that might be on your skin. But another thing you're doing is you're also wetting the hair. Okay, so you want your hair is porous, right? So you want that hair to be full of water when you go to shave. Another fact is dry hair can actually have along the same tensile strength as a copper wire of the same thickness and even thicker. I know, right? That one, when I read that, I was like, wow, I never would have guessed that, right? So dry hair can have the strength of copper wire, right? So you want to wet that hair. You want to, a lot of people, they take a hot towel that's been wet and they set it on there. That opens the pores, that kind of wets the hair. And if any of you guys watch my shaving videos, you notice I always wet my head before I start shaving. That's one reason why, right? Okay, so we just learned that it's best to shave wet, hence wet shaving. You can shave dry with the electric trimmers and stuff, but I think that might be part of the reason they go dull. Alright, so now you're seeing things like the pit bull shaver. You can wet or dry shave with the pit bull shaver, and I think that's why. So if you use a pit bull shaver, I'm going to recommend that you wet shave with it every time, and I think that might make your blades last a little bit longer. I would really like for somebody to test that and get back to me with that, to shave every time wet, so that's the fact. It's important to allow water, to penetrate into the hair, all right? When hair absorbs water, it swells and softens and makes it easier to cut. Now, one of these days, somebody's going to comment on this video and they're going to argue with me on this, and they might be right. I'm not saying that I'm right 100% for sure, but this is, through my research, this is what I found, and it rings true. I'm going to guess that they're correct about that. It was a study that was written up by a doctor. There was a few different doctors, actually, that was kind of on this forum. They all kind of weighed into the same thing, So here's another one that I read now. This is coming directly off of the ad that I read. So it said that men should shave their head and their face after the shower, not the other way around. That's word for word what it said. Okay? That ties directly back into allowing water to penetrate your hair, right? So I was like, okay, that makes sense, but it does other things too. It cleans the head. It cleans the face. Now, I kind of reference the head because I'm a head shaver. I don't do much shaving on my face, just my cheek lines here. So I'm going to reference head more than anything, but just know when it comes to shaving the head and the face, your routine, it can be the same. You can embark in the same cleaning or sanitizing acts, So just know if I reference head, I mean both, right? So men should not shave their head or their face before the shower. They should do it after. And I've noticed a lot of people doing that, and again, that makes perfect sense. So wash your head, take a shower, whatever you got to do, sanitize. You could probably, if you're like a head shaver, you could probably get an alcohol wipe like that you clean your glasses with, or you wipe down surfaces with, and you could probably even sanitize with that. Now, I'm not saying I recommend that, but if you was in a pinch, you could probably do that. So guys, that was kind of some of the, like I said, I just had a couple little things I wanted to share with that, and that kind of goes in with safety, that kind of goes in with a safety concern. So also some other things I was looking up was the difference in razors, Now again, we're not going to talk about nothing really specific, but it did reference multi-blade razors. Now here's where I kind of took issue, because it was talking about 5 and 6 blade razors like they were the best thing ever invented, and I exactly disagree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I feel like the old way, to me, is the best, which, this is called, Beginner's Guide to Traditional Shaving. So I could be a little biased, but I've always had better luck with single or double edge razors than I have this right here. This is a 5 blade, and we don't care about the brand. It doesn't matter the brand. I had about the same luck with all of them. Yeah, some of them was a little better than others, but I got really bad irritation with 5 blades. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't. So again, don't watch this video and then be afraid to try a 5 blade cartridge razor to shave your head, to shave your face, because it's totally fine. My preferred method is something along these lines right here. The double edge razor. So my routine is, if I'm not in the shower shaving, then I either get the removable shower head and wash the head with a good soap, or I sanitize the platform with an aftershave. All right. Now, there's other things you can do. You can use, I've seen people use them, what's it called, a mask. You put it on your face and then peel it off. I've seen people do that on their heads. I've seen people do that on their faces before a shave. It really cleans the pores out, it lowers that chance of infection big time, from a cut, from a scrape, from a memory line, anything like that. Exfoliating cream. That's another one, Now that's not a mask, that you actually physically have to peel off, but it does the same thing, it clears the pores. You've also got pre-shave oil. That kind of gets in and softens the hair. Now that doesn't do much for cleaning, so I would still go ahead and wash. You can wash with anything. You can just use a regular old bar of soap, and then bring in your pre-shave oil, and that pre-shave oil will get into the pores of the hair just like water will. All right, it'll fill that hair up. It'll swell that hair up. And supposedly that makes it easier to cut. And again, I do believe that, I'm personally not the biggest fan of pre-shave oil, but I haven't tried that much either. So again, we're still on pre-shave here. So you can use, there's pre-shave soaps. It's kind of a glycerin-based product. It's really slick. Now, if you're going to use something like that, I would recommend opening your pores and cleaning first. Again, even though it's a soap, the pre-shave soap, you're going to leave that on your head, right? So any dirt that it washes away, it's still going to actually be sitting up there. So go ahead and wash and then apply your pre-shave, and that'll give you some added slickness. Because the point of our shave foam, our shave cream, our shave gel, and our shave soap, that's to create a slick barrier in between the razor and your skin. You know what I mean? It's to keep it hydrated. It's to keep it moisturized while you're shaving. It's basically just a lubricant. Everything that moves, you want to cause as little friction as possible. That way you don't endanger anything. That way you don't hurt anything, cut, tear it up, whatever you're talking about. Everything needs lubricant. Everything that has moving parts needs some kind of a lubricant, a bicycle chain, a car engine. Shaving your head is no different. Shaving your face is no different. And for any ladies watching, it's the same with shaving your legs, shaving your armpits. It's it's all the same thing, so you need some kind of a lubrication. I do know people that dry shave. I don't like to watch that. I don't know, it would tear me up. I have really sensitive skin, so, just, I don't know. I never recommend that, so, during the shave. Now, during the shave, I use a shave soap. So I've already used a pre-shave. So now I'm adding a shave soap on top of that. And another thing I do periodically is I add water, right? So that shave soap is a soap, and soap will eventually, it'll soak up the water and kind of dissipate it. All right, so I add water frequently to keep my shave soap from getting too dense. When you build your own lather, if you don't put enough water in it, your shave soap will almost turn to glue, or it'll feel like glue. And that what it is it's that water just dissipating, and it brings that lather in so dense, your razor will almost stick to it when you're on the head. All right, so water and shave soap, shave cream, shave foam, shave gel, whatever you want to use, whatever you want to call it, it never hurts to add a little bit of hydration in there with it. All right, so you've gotten through your shave, right? Now you get to the end of your shave, so that's called post-shave, right? So what do we want to use for post-shave? Guys, this is where you have to experiment. I know a lot of people that use an exfoliating scrub after they shave. They don't exfoliate before. They exfoliate after in case when they were shaving, they got a piece of hair stuck up into a pore, or maybe some dirt. Maybe there was some dirt on their hands when they were applying their shave cream. So you can use basically, any shave product that you want as a post-shave, as long as it's something like Aftershave, Aftershave Balm, Aftershave Splash. There's lotions, there's creams, there's exfoliating scrubs. It'll never hurt when you get done shaving to go ahead and wash again. That will not hurt anything. You could probably even take if all you have is a pre-shave soap. It could be a cube or it could be a liquid. You could put that on, get it lathered up real good, and then rinse it off. It's still a soap. It'll still aid in cleaning it. But that's part of the purpose of alcohol and aftershave is to sanitize after you have done the damage. So I say damage and I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean by damage is you create a little bit of trauma to the very first layers of skin when you shave, right? So you're taking off, one or two layers of, the more passes you take, the more layers of skin that you actually remove, even though you can't see it because we're talking about on the cellular level. Okay, so the more passes you take, you'll get to notice that your head will get sore or your face will get sore in certain spots. And then if you're paying real good attention to what you were doing, you'll remember that you took a whole bunch of strokes in that one spot to maybe remove some stubborn hair, right? So if you open that up, now you have, even though it's microscopic, you have a wound, right? So what you don't want getting in that wound is anything that shouldn't be there. Dirt, oil, that can cause ingrown hairs. It can cause infection. It causes skin infection. I mean, we've already went over that part. So a good aftershave, in my opinion, of course, will have an alcohol in it. Now this one here's got alcohol, but it's also got other things in it too. It's got like oils that you would find in a beard oil, or you'd find in a beard butter. It's got many things in it that actually moisturize and hydrate the skin, as well as kind of sanitizing it, after you have created the trauma of shaving. So, and guys, like I said, I don't have a ton of post-shave examples here, but there is hundreds of thousands of them out there, and there's thousands and thousands of brands. So don't be afraid to go out and search. Reach out to me. I'll point you in the direction of some websites that carry a bunch of different brands of stuff, Like I said, this ain't nothing, this video wasn't about nothing specific. This was just kind of about a routine, the main thing with a routine is don't be afraid to experiment. Don't get locked into a certain routine that you feel like you have to stay with, because you don't. you can switch anything at any time. This is supposed to be a hobby, or at least a fun experience. So, do what you can to make that, to make it a fun experience. It was always explained to me that shaving was a rite of passage. Now, obviously I don't shave my face anymore because, I like the beard a lot better than I like the baby face look. But I do shave my head, and, shaving your face, shaving your head, that's a rite of passage, for men and women. I know women that shave their face. But, again, to me, it's supposed to be fun. So, like I said, make it fun. Don't be afraid to try different routines. And if you have any questions at all, reach out to me. And I'll do everything I can, to kind of help you out, help you get started, point you in the right direction. So, yeah, guys, hopefully this video wasn't too long. Like I said, the routine thing it's pretty simple. I just wanted to lay a couple of facts on you, and just, kind of let you know what I do. So, with that being said, guys, that will wrap the video up. I appreciate everybody for joining. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to. Drop me a like. Definitely drop me a comment. I want to hear from everybody. I answer all comments. So, by all means, definitely drop me a comment, guys, and we will catch you guys on the next one.